Uh, we are here on our webinar series, which we do on every Thursday and Sunday from JKP Care Foundation. And today's topic is discovering and developing the hidden strengths of children in autism. So let us learn how to discover and develop the hidden strength of the children. So far, everywhere we have been talking about the challenges when we take them to therapies or when we go with our children to a doctor, we always talk about the challenges that we are facing. Even same is the story in the schools. Teachers talk about the challenges they are facing with the child or the deficits. Parents talk about their own challenges with the child. But how about the strengths? We say that children with autism have unique strengths. Does every child in autism has unique strengths? Or it is only a handful children? Usually, the myth is that only few children have unique strength. No, all the children, irrespective of traits, autism, ADHD, cerebral palsy, or Down syndrome, or neurotypical, each brain is unique and each brain has unique strengths. But whether we are able to discover that and develop that with the right strategies, that is very important. So in children, where parents, family members, or the environment, people around, teachers have discovered and developed those strengths, given the opportunities to them, they are called God-gifted children. But in children where these strengths are not discovered or where the strategies have not been planned to develop those strengths, these strengths just go in the backside. They become hidden strengths and they are not very much visible with the growing age. So let us learn today how to discover and develop the hidden strengths in children with autism. As I said, every child has strengths. Our job is to find them, nurture them, and help them shine. Strength every child has. But if we do not find the area, if we do not find the strength, if we do not nurture it, even if we find, we recognize but don't nurture it, or we do not help them to shine, then those strengths do not develop. So we need to support. These strengths are like small plants, growing buds, which you need to give love, care, water, sunlight, adequate amount of sunlight and water, balance. And then you see them growing as a tree. But there are many plants, very birds, where either there is less of water or excess of water, less of sunshine or excess of sunshine, or they are just growing, developing under a big tree and they are not able to develop. That's what happens with our children. So under the pressure of therapies, under the pressure of communication, speech, occupational therapy, behavior therapy, all and academics, pressure of academics and marks, these strengths, they are not nurtured. They are not given opportunities to grow. And they remain, but they remain hidden. They remain as it is. With the growing age, these strengths become meaningless. So it's up to us as parents or teachers to find the strengths in our children and then nurture them. So let's change the lens. Let's change the way we look at. Traditional approaches for autism focus on deficit, what the child cannot do. If you see the traditional approach assessments also, whether child is able to do it or not able to do it. So child gives eye contact, yes or no, or sometimes. Or child is able to throw a ball, child is able to follow two steps instructions, yes or no, or sometimes. And wherever no is, we just start working on that. That is the traditional approach. Approach is whatever child does not know or not able to do, whatever skills child does not have, or the skills, the areas which are not developed, we focus on that. But the strength-based approach that I have been practicing and I've been talking about strength-based approach in all my lectures so far. People who have been part of my webinars before or people who have taken some trainings from me, they know that I'm an advocate of strength-based approach. So a strength-based approach, what it does, it focuses on abilities rather than the challenges, discovers the hidden potential, and builds success through the strength, not through the challenges, not through the weakness, or not through the deficits. Even if we want to work on deficits, we work with the strength-based approach. So we catch hold of the strength, and then on basis of strength, we work on the deficit. So why strengths matter? Because the strength development leads to better self-esteem, increased motivation, improved learning, reduced behavior challenges. Because if a child's strength area you're working with, child is good at play activity in the physical play, and you are making child play with you physically and teaching, automatically child will respond better than sit down activity where you are teaching academics by sitting down. So teach, if a child say suppose child is with ADHD condition or child is with um, physically very active. So if sit down task is difficult for that child, but same academic curriculum, you can teach while playing. So what we need to do is modify the curriculum as per the strength of the child. Curriculum remains the same. Child learns. Ultimate goal is to work on deficits. So by strength-based approach, I do not mean that you don't work on deficits. You work on deficits with the help of strength. The moment you involve the strength area of the child, likings of the child, remember, likings and strengths are always connected. Always connected. As a child, I have been physically weak since my birth. And because I have been physically weak, less of strength, physical strength, a little change in environment will disturb me. I have been a person who is indoor person, who likes to play chess, who likes to read novels or magazines or books, or who likes to do sit-down activity. Not a person who will go out in the playground and run whole day and do physical labor. And this where my career, if you see me as a person, my career right now is to work indoors, to work with people into training, academics, but work from the comfort of my home or comfort of my office. And then I'm satisfied. I'm happy in my life. Same way for a child, if we know the strengths and involve the strengths into career building, give opportunities in the same with the same strengths to the child, you will see child's motivation. Child is motivated. You will see child's confidence is very high, and child behavior challenges are very less. It helps in greater independence, future career opportunities, and improved mental health also. Because there is no stress in that. Child is enjoying what child is learning. So even if it is academics, even if it is ADLs, activities of daily living, you need to teach the child, or skill building, you need to teach the child with the help of the strength, with the help of the likings of the child. So the autism iceberg, if I think most of you would know about it, what you see in autism is just on top of the water, if you compare it with the iceberg. But below the surface, you have the real challenges and the strengths, which is often overlooked. So what we see in children, visible difficulties are communication challenges, social difficulties, repetitive behavior, sensory issues, hyperactivity. These are visible things. But what we don't see is their special interests, special talents, deep interests, unique way of thinking, hidden abilities, and untapped potential. Name any one assessment that will give you this assessment. You might be knowing many assessments, you might have done functional assessments of the child, but majority of the assessments we have focus on visible difficulties or the difficulties which are above. But I'm talking about the strengths, the special talents, Do an assessment for your child. Find out what are the special talents, what are the deep interest, how my child thinks unique in a unique way. The thought process, a unique thought process every child has. So what is the process? How does the child react to different situations? What are the hidden abilities of my child? And what is the untapped potential my child has? Given if I give the opportunities, child will be able to do things if child gets the opportunities. Look into these areas below the surface. So what we see or what we don't see. Let's look into what we don't see. Not the challenges, but the strengths, the positive sides. So the common autism strength, commonly what we see as strength in children with autism is cognitive strengths and personal strengths. So cognitive strengths, they have strong memory, usually the visual memory, but they have strong memory about events, dates. They remember things, logical thinking, visual processing. They remember maps, roads, exactly. Even if even a child of 2 years, I have seen getting disturbed if you are changing the route than your usual route. Because he remembers if I'm going home, this is not the visual processing. Looking at the pictures and processing through pictures, learning through pictures. So these are the strength and pattern recognition. Personal strengths, if we see honesty, they cannot mask their feelings. Whatever are the feelings, they are very honest about. They don't behave as per the social norms. They behave as per their emotions. They are not bothered whether somebody is looking at me or not. If I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling sad. If I'm happy, I'm happy. Eh, Persistence, attention to detail. They want to go anything they want to do, they want to do, give attention in the detailing of that. That's why you see, if you give them a toy, they want to open it, they want to see what is there inside. They want to go into deep into it. And loyalty. These are the very common strengths of children. You can look for the strengths in your own child out of these, and apart from that, other areas also, as we have discussed. So autism is not a disease. Autism is a different way of thinking, learning, and experiencing the world. That's why I don't call autism as a disorder also. I just call it as a different brain. So instead of asking how do we fix the child, we should ask how do we support their unique abilities. First, make a list of unique abilities and then ask yourself, how do I support my child in the unique abilities so that these abilities grow? Hidden strength can be unexpected. A child who lines up the toys, we know autism, children will line up the toys, may have organizational strengths. A child who repeats information may have strong memory. A child who loves maps may have spatial intelligence. A child who watches video repeatedly, you see the same video repeatedly child is watching, may have advanced visual learning. And a child who collects the facts may have the research skills. So we need to explore, we need to observe. Observation is the key. Observe your child when child is eating, when child is playing, when child is doing the daily course. Keep a, don't observe the skills that you have taught whether child is doing it correct or not. Don't keep on correcting your child the whole day. Parents, I see that their whole day goes into corrections. Right from morning till evening, they want child to behave, which they call as normal. Child is behaving in his own way, child is communicating in his own way. Accept it, connect with your child, and look at the strengths, look at the unique abilities your child has, and then relate them with their future. If I develop this lineup toy means child may have good organizational strength. So if I develop this strength, organizational strengths, child may become a leader. Or memory, child may go become a historian also. Or may go into the field of where the memory he needs to recall, like debates or like politics, where it is required to remember the data, remember the information. Or if a child has research skills. Child may go into research, PhD scholar. So how do I find out? How do I observe my child? How do I find out these strengths, special strengths my child has? So observe your child during play, during free time, during favorite activities, interest, preferred toys, conversations, problem-solving style, and sensory preferences. Now, if you just casually, you will never be able to do it. You need to, I will be sharing this PPT in the WhatsApp group. People who are new here today, let me tell you that we have a WhatsApp group for these webinars, which are free of cost. All the webinars are free of cost from JKP Care Foundation. You don't have to register, as in pay anything to register for them. And you can join the WhatsApp group. We share this training material in the WhatsApp. So I'll be sharing in the group all of these uh, sheets, the PPTs. So you need to take out this particular PPT, write down these points, and in front of them, you need to daily write the observations, play. So during play, what all my child did, a paragraph about it today, tomorrow, for a week, at least for a week, during free time, during favorite activities. So for 1 week, you observe your child on all these areas. Then you will be able to find the unique strength and unique abilities in your child and relate it how to create opportunities for them. So what is the strength discovery framework? How do I discover these strengths? Observation, I've already told you. Ask yourself, what does the child choose voluntarily when you are giving 2 toys, 3 toys, or when you are giving food? What child is choosing voluntarily? What keeps attention longest? What comes naturally? What brings joys to the child? What child learns quickly? And what does the child do repeatedly? So all those observations along with these discovery framework. So during play, all these questions. During free time, all these questions. During eating, all these questions. And then you will get to know what are the strengths. There are 5 types of strengths. Could be academic strengths like reading, mathematics, science, creative strength, art, music, storytelling, painting, social strength, empathy, helping others, physical strengths like yoga, sports, dance, swimming, technical strength, computers, coding, electronics. So you need to, after the observation, first step is, I'm taking you back, first step is this observation for 1 week. On the basis of this discovery framework, these questions in each area, and then segregate those, whichever are, whatever are the strengths you have received, you have seen, put them in these 5 areas, 5 types of strength. Where do they fit in? Is it academic strength? My child is very good at mathematics and numbers. Or is it creative strength? My child is very good at music or painting. Or is it physical strength? My child is good at physical yoga, dance, sports, physical activities. Likewise, you need to put under these types of strength. And then there is a checklist. This checklist also you can print out and do the assessment. Memory, visual skills. This checklist is different than the framework and observation. So all of this, it's not that I will not do framework, I will just do this checklist. You will not get the results. You need to do the observation on the basis of questions in the framework. After that, whatever results you are getting, you need to put them under 5 strengths and then strength assessment checklist. Observe the memory, visual skills, language skills, creativity, music interest, drawing ability, technology interest, problem solving, leadership, and sensory talent. All of these, you just put a tick mark and then write down about them. Not just a tick mark. You need to write down, explain, justify your answer. If you say creativity is my child's strength, what creativity? You need to explain it. Why do you say creativity? Or sensory talents? Now, why do you say sensory talent? My child is able to sniff better than me or better than anyone else in the house. A smallest smell, fragrance, my child is able to recognize. Or the sound. In the deficit model, traditional approach, you call it hypersensitivity of the sensory system, auditory system. But in the strength, I name the same thing as sensory talent of the auditory system. You understand the difference? One side, you are talking, the child is keeping ears like this. Whenever there is a whistle, motorbike sound, or some motor sound, or fan is making noise, child keeps hands like this. One side you're looking at as a deficit, and you're trying to work on it. Another side, what I'm telling you is in strength-based approach, that becomes the sensory talent. Because that talent I don't have. To hear the sound which others cannot hear. That is a talent. That is not a challenge. But because that strength is not being nurtured and not being utilized it in a positive manner, child is trying to cope up with the sensory environment and is trying to close his eyes. Yes. You give environment that is friendly towards this sensory talent, and child will be able to do wonders. You can, about future also, you can plan the future of child in a way that where child has to cope up with these sounds, or where child has to listen to minute sounds and find the differences. These children perform really good into music composing. Because when there are 10 instruments, they can differentiate between those 10 sounds. And they can say which instrument is going out of the rhythm. Whereas we, in general, cannot do that. We may say that there is something wrong with this music, but we do not know which instrument is going out of the rhythm. These children can do that. So strength assessment checklist also, you need to tick mark and explain, justify your answer. Your child may have not one, not two, not three, even all of these strengths also. It is not that I need to find just one strength. Special interests are powerful. So many parents worry about special interest. However, the special interest can become learning tools, career pathways, social opportunities, and confidence builders. My child has interest only in the objects that are red in color. He looks at red color only. Or my child has interest only in motorbikes. He keeps on looking at the pictures of motorbikes or cars. Every time I take him to the toy store, he wants to buy only car. Your child can become a very good car mechanic. Child can become a car designer. Your child can become a car, I would say, the technician or a very good car seller. We need to just develop that interest. Instead of controlling that interest, instead of saying, no, he should have interest in other activities. Why child has interest only in cars? Attention to detailing. Child has interest in car, child may go into detailing of the car. So why not child becomes a car designer, an automobile engineer, design engineer? Maybe. So the special interests are powerful. They are not to be worried. They are not to be corrected. They may become the learning tool or career pathways for your children. When we pay attention to what a child enjoys, we often discover what they are naturally gifted at. Every child is gifted. Not only in autism, everywhere. But in autism, yes, every child has unique strength. We need to observe, we need to find out. A child's strongest abilities are often connected to the activities that bring them the most joy. So when you observe, remember what gives joys to me. Eating chocolate gives me joy, or look, playing with a teddy bear gives me joy, or going outdoor gives me joy. You need to observe. So my strongest abilities are always linked with my likings. And my challenges or weaknesses are always linked with my dislikings. Because wherever the challenge is, I find it difficult. I tend to quit. I tend to avoid that thing. And you call it dislike. A child who has concerns with oromotor movements, like the jaw movement, or with swallowing, swallowing disorders, would never like to chew things that he needs to chew. Because of the challenges, dislikings. Child would like the things he can directly swallow, soggy textures, the ice creams. Child would enjoy that instead of chips, instead of anything that child has to chew, like nuts. So our abilities are always, strongest abilities are always linked with our strengths or likings. So strength and likings have a linking pattern, challenges and disliking have a pattern. So if you make a chart of it, and just how we do SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat, you do the same SWOT analysis, but not SWOT. Make it strength. You make a cross like this. On the left-hand corner, top, you write strength. On the right-hand side, you write weaknesses. Below strength, you like likings. And below weaknesses, you like dislikings. If you make this for your child, you'll be able to see the link. Strength are linked with the likings and weaknesses are linked with the dislikings. So we need to observe our child and find out the strength, find out the likings. The things a child loves are rarely accidental. Remember this. They are often the first signs of hidden strength, waiting to be discovered and developed. So what child loves right from the childhood? Start observing what he enjoys, what he loves. It is not accidentally that I start liking something. Oh, I just got this and I start liking it. No. If I'm liking something, definitely there is a reason. And reason is my hidden strengths that are supporting me to enjoy that gift, that item, that activity. So those strengths, you need to observe, find out, process I've given you, format I've given you. So you need to discover and develop that. That is in the hands of parents and teachers. That's okay. Let's explore how the excessive stimulation, instructions, pressure, noise, anxiety, and constant demands can dysregulate children with autism, while calmness and silence can support attention, learning, communication, and emotional regulation. So the positive sides is calmness and silence. So whenever you are doing this observation, you need to look into excessive stimulation, instructions, pressure, noise, control all of that, and then do the observation. If you are doing observation while giving excess stimulation or instructions or under pressure, under noise or anxiety, you'll not be able to find these strengths of the child. So along with those formats and everything, it is important that you provide a calm and silence environment. And then you observe their attention, learning, communication, emotional regulation, all of that will learn there. So while doing the observation, you need to have those formats, but at the same time, for the entire week, you need to calm down. Yourself, you need to calm down, not your anxiety. And no multiple instructions. Give the free time, let the child play and see the child, observe the child. From interest to skill, how we develop. So we first find out the interest of the child, practice those strengths. So once you know the strength, you know the interest, strength are linked to the interest, you practice those interests. Convert them to a skill, relate it with a skill, give the expertise and create opportunities. That's the part to do that. For example, if a child who likes trains, start reading about trains. Give stories that are related to trains. And then geography, engineering concepts. And there is a career potential about it. You can create a career potential in the child. Similarly, any interest child has, like cars example, I've already given you. A child who likes cars, start showing the cars to the child, start showing social stories, read about cars, different types of cars, give training of the technical knowledge of the car, and child can become a car design engineer. And then there are plenty of job opportunities available in that field. Strength development formula: discover the strength. That is the first step. Encourage that strength. Practice that strength to a level that becomes a mastery. So master level, then showcase the strength. It will give the confidence to the child. So discover, encourage, practice, master, showcase, it brings confidence. That is the strength development formula. Step by step, you need to do all of this and repeat it, repeat it, repeat it in different areas. The parent's role should be observe without judgment, encourage the curiosity of the child, provide opportunities, celebrate their efforts, not the result, but the efforts. Avoid comparison. Stop comparing your child and child's strength with the sibling or with the neighbor's child or with other children in the school. Create success experiences. Success experiences means child does something, you motivate, child does it better, child gets the success. So create multiple success experiences. Each success will bring more confidence to the child and more willingness to learn better. Teachers' role, teachers in the school can identify the classroom strength, provide leadership opportunities within the classroom, like become a class monitor or become a team leader or a leader of a group. Modify learning styles as per the child's learning, encourage participation and build confidence in the child. And building strength-based goals instead of improve attention. Now, attention is deficit. So you improve attention, you work on attention. That is the traditional method. But strength-based goal is with child is good at drawing. So use drawing strength to improve attention. That is strength-based approach. I hope by now you all have understood what I'm trying to say. Using the strength, but working on the deficit. I'm not saying, I'm repeating it again. It's a disclaimer. Strength-based approach, people often misunderstand and they feel that I just need to work on the strength. I don't care about the challenges or weaknesses. No. The development has to be a wholesome development, comprehensive development of the brain. It cannot be in just one area and the other areas do not develop. All the 10 areas, 10 domains of the brain need to grow together. Yes, there will always be up and down. They all cannot be at 100 for anyone. But all 10 areas need to grow. Another example, instead of improve communication. Now, child is lacking in communication. I'm working on communication and improving communication. I'm forcing the child to say, Papa, Mama, I'm forcing. No, you want water? I'll not give you water. You say water first, then I'll give you. Child is already thirsty. Child has already communicated to you that he wants water. You have understood child wants water. Now you are forcing the child to say the word. In that environment, when child is already thirsty, you are putting more stress on the child. Child is saying water out of compulsion. Child is learning also out of compulsion, but child is not happy. So the experience is not positive experience. Use music strength to encourage the communication. So child has strength in music, use that to encourage communication. Child will start doing communication. So create a poetry, create a music background and poetry. Oh, when I'm thirsty, I want water. Show the pictures, have the music, do the dance. So I say water, water. What do I say? Water. Child will automatically start repeating water when child wants water. So instead of forcing the child for improving communication, if the strength is music, then you do this. If the strength is other ways, we need to plan accordingly. So strength-based intervention examples like music strength, use songs for language learning. If the child has strength in art, so use drawing for communication. Technology, then use educational apps. Or visual strength, use visual skills. I'm giving you some simple examples. You can create many more such examples. Common mistake, comparison with siblings, ignoring strengths, focusing only on the therapy goals, overscheduling, providing too much of therapies, too much of schedule system for the child. They are children, they are not robots. Back to back work, no free time. You're not giving time for the brain to process this therapy, that therapy, school, homework, breakfast time, lunch time, dinner time, activity time. Where child has time for himself or herself, or pushing unrealistic expectations. These are the common mistakes which parents do with their children. Home activities to discover strength. I have already told you the process to discover the strength, but some activities you need to do during the process. Those could be choice-based play, talent exploration week. The entire week can be dedicated to explore the talent. Family observation diary. You can have a diary where all the family members are writing their observations about the child. Creative challenge activities and interest mapping exercises. Map the interest. Wherever the interest is, you just map. Strength discovery worksheet. Then we create a strength discovery worksheet. What activities does my child enjoy? What activities does my child avoid? What gets the longest attention? I've already told you this. I'm sorry, it is a repeated sheet. So I've already told you this. And this is how you can create a strength tree activity for your child, where the roots are the interest of the child. Yeah, if I can show it the picture to you, I mean, you can, no, I'm sorry, I'm not able to enlarge that. So at roots, we have written drawing, we have written discussions, music, puzzles, computers. These are the strength at roots. Trunk is the skills. And branches are the strengths. Sorry, roots are interest. Trunk is skills, branches are the strength. Leaves are the achievements. And fruits can be the future opportunities. This is how you can create the strength tree for your own child. Involve your family members into it. Whosoever is living in with you under the same roof, could be grandparents, could be uncle, auntie, cousins, whosoever is living, you involve them in this activity. So now the action for parents for this week is observe your child, record their strength, identify one special strength, interest, provide one new opportunity, and celebrate one success. This is how the brain development happens, the chart. So this I've taken from a alpha report of a child. Communication, say child X, I don't want to name the child here. So child X, who's with autism, after the alpha assessment, we get to know about different domains. Which area? Alpha assessment, if people who are there in last sessions, they know about it. People who are you're new, you can go to my website, www.dralokarora.com/alpha, or just on dralokarora.com, you can see the alpha, you can read about it, what alpha assessment is. So in alpha assessment, it is a long assessment of almost a week, and parents can take this assessment online. But the results are not created online, interpretations are not online and not AI generated. They are manually generated by me and my team. So we, based upon the answers you give us to questions, there are 1,000 questions. Remember, 10 domains, each domain has 100 questions, so total 1,000 questions. It's a latest developed tool by us. For last 3 years, we have been using it or researching on it, and we have been using it as well. And we are seeing wonderful results in this. So we get to know the 10 domains like communication, social skills, motor skills, cognitive skills, ADS, education and academics, emotional regulation, sensory processing, behavior and self-management, independence and vocational readiness. These 10 domains we assess in this alpha, and we get to know the report like this. We get to know the development chart. We know which are the strength now. So for this child whose example is here, sensory processing and cognitive skills are the strengths. But the major challenge right now is education and academics that I need to work. So with the help of sensory processing, with the help of cognitive skills, I'll be making a plan which can work on education. Child will enjoy because these are the strength. Strength means likings, the areas of likings. So strength areas, I catch hold and work on the areas where the independence or education or academics, these two areas for this child, work on these areas where the deficits are or where their weaknesses or challenges are. This is how you get the summary of alpha assessment. The same thing. Same chart you is based on this summary. The scores you get it. So 43.5 out of communication, out of 100 in communication, social skills this much. Likewise, you get the scores, marks. You come to know the total score of the child is 471. Sorry. I'm sorry, 471.5 out of 1,000. So almost 47%. So this brain overall is performing nearly 47% as per the development. So we need to work on which all areas we need to work on. Primarily, we need to work on these areas. That's how we get the report. Report can be accessed from this link or from my website. Just go select alpha, you can access them. That's all for today. You all know Chinu and Chinu's story. Chinu is a virtual or I would call it a, you know, my imagination, imaginative child who has grown in autism and who is 25 years old. And Chinu has been talking to you from all different aspects. I've given referral of Chinu in many of the webinars and many of the programs, on many platforms, including the global platforms where I've spoken about. So Chinu has written a small poem here about the skills, about how the mother has found these skills. I will not read it for you all. I leave it to you. I'll share this PPT. You all can read this. So the mother of Chinu could find the skills or the strength of the child and how it helped Chinu. That's what Chinu has explained in these further 3-4 pages. So you all can read that when you get this PPT, probably after this session, maybe just after this session, I'll share it in the webinar group. So you all can, I'm just requesting you all can read it. My book on autism, Chinu's Tale, again, Chinu's stories, Chinu has spoken about, is already published now and should be shortly. Just a moment, I'll just stop sharing. Yeah, should be shortly available on Amazon as well, where Chinu has spoken about his life in a poetic way, from the age of 0, like when the child was born, till the age of 25. What all struggles, what all challenges, or what all joys Chinu had. It is chapter by chapter, nearly 200 pages book. I would recommend all the parents to go and buy that book. Link will be shared with you within this week. I believe so. The coordinators will do that. I would recommend all parents and the therapy centers also to have a copy of that. Paperback edition will, Kindle and paperback, both editions will be available on Amazon. And I would request everyone to buy that, because while reading that book, you will feel connected with your child, and you will you will feel that your own child is talking to you. And it is a must for the therapy centers to keep it in the waiting area where parents come and they can read it also. With that, I will end my conversation for today. I'm open to the questions if there are any. Let me look at the YouTube chat if there are any questions. If you have any questions, anything you want to comment on talk about, you can put it in the chat and I'll answer them. Coordinators are here to help me with that. So if there are any questions in YouTube Live, Gaurav, can you help me? Meanwhile, my message for today is this, that we need to work on deficits. We need to provide support to our children, but with the help of strength-based approach, we can discover their unique challenges. We can discover their unique strength and provide them opportunities to grow those strengths so that miracles happen. And trust me, in autism, miracles do happen. They do happen. I've seen many children who have grown up adults now. Some of them are masking autism. Some of them you will not even recognize they ever had autism, or some of them are with autism but are doing fairly very, very good, extraordinarily good than the other people, but catching hold of their strength. Parents have realized their strength, and that strength has been picked up and supported. So opportunities have been created. With that strength, career paths have been designed. Any parent who is struggling with this, any parent who needs guidance and support, I am available for one-to-one consultations. Also, you can connect with coordinators and book my sessions. And to the best of my capacity, I'm there to support you. Okay. I think there are no questions today. So YouTube Live, I'm not seeing any questions. So we should end for today. And we are calling an expert on positive parenting. That is not just for autism, but that is in general for all the parents. Probably on the coming Sunday itself, the confirmation is yet to come. Tomorrow morning, I'll get the confirmation. So she'll be coming and she'll be talking about positive parenting and how it helps the psychology of your children. And that goes for all the children, not only for autism, but neurotypical, special needs, all of these. So on Sunday at 8 p.m., we will have a session by Mrs. Sakshi. She'll be talking, she's a parent herself, and she'll be talking about small activities, the ideas of positive parenting that has helped her into developing the psychology of her children. So on Sunday, we'll have a session from her. Probably I'll get a confirmation tomorrow morning itself, and we'll announce it in our webinar group. People who have not joined the webinar WhatsApp group, kindly join us, and we'll share the review link also. So kindly review this webinar. How do you feel this? Was it informative, or you wanted some more information? Whatever it is, please feel free to share. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night. Good night. Bye-bye.